appreciate it.
Yes. Well, do you have any other questions?
That's all.
All right. I do have a good day. I need to go talk business with the tax lady over here.
Howdy, Miss Rose. Howdy. Is everything okay? Oh my god.
No, it's not.
I'm a nurse. I can help her.
Upon request, Vakti's the one taking care of her. He's on his way here. Greetings.
Greetings.
Yep.
Okay. We can leave a note. Close Miss Fall.
Hello.
Goodness gracious. Scared the heck out of me.
Oh, come on now. I'm not that scary. I'm really sitting here reading. And only bite if you ask nice enough.
Uh, uh, um,
Oh, you see.
I'm doing okay, Mr. Montgomery. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Simply enjoying the quiet evening with a book. Did you come looking for something, or just some peace and quiet?
Well, enjoying a little bit of peace and quiet, but surrounded by books. Again, I don't have any at home, and just sitting there with four walls around you and nothing to do is quite boring, in my opinion.
Indeed. By all means, feel free to remain. Poke around the shelves, see if anything interests you.
I have the 4 silver.
Oh, that's right. That's right. A moment.
If the books are not ready, I understand. I mean, it takes a while to print these things.
It's quite all right. Give me just a moment. Simply give me a moment to ensure I've got the right print.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Everything seems to be in order. Much appreciated.
Oh, thank you.
Feel free to remain for as long as you like. If you want a conversation, I'm more than happy to oblige, or we may simply sit in quiet and enjoy the joys of literature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what made you write a book of poems?
That is not actually written by me. That one is written by one of my ghostwriters. Individuals who want to share their literary arts with the world, but don't want to be associated with them. For various personal reasons.
Understandable.
Whenever somebody brings such a piece to me, I always offer them 50% of any proceeds from sales. But, yeah, at some point I should write some poetry. People do seem to take such great joy in it. It's a wonderful thing to see.
Oh, I mean, I think it's one of the purest forms of communication between people.
Perhaps. I do need to notarize the sale. Oh, hold on.
Oh, you need a receipt?
No, well, sort of. I keep a ledger of the sales. One of the names disappeared. That's odd.
Oh, no.
Anyway, what is your name again, my dear? For my record.
Penelope Pembroke.
Much appreciated. I'll only put down the first name.
Okay.
It's simply my record so I can see what sells well and all of that.
Makes sense.
Currently, book sales outstrip munition sales by an amount equaling 50 silver pieces.
Really?
Indeed. Despite the fact that I'm one of the very few munition salesmen, I don't get much business for it. the bookshop gets far more popular.
Well, that's not a bad thing, I suppose.
Indeed.
All right, chat. Let's read
Did you
this.
want extended conversation, or would you rather enjoy your book?
I'm gonna read a few pages here. Get acquainted with this book. I might
By all means,
have a
take your time.
maybe in between that I might come up with a question. Who knows?
Oh, I do love questions. By all means.
Oh, this is lovely. Lovely chat. Are you ready? Are you ready for story time, chat? Embrace. In twilight's tender, soft caress, two souls entwine in sweet finesse. Where evening's veil and moonlight blend, their love's pure song will never end. He sees her in the dawn's first light, her laughter like a star's soft flight. She sees him in the quiet grace, a love that time cannot erase. Their fingers meet in whispered trust, a touch that's gentle, warm, and just. No grand gestures need to show, their hearts beat in a rhythm slow. Through every storm and sunlit moon, in every tear and laugh reborn, they find their peace in each embrace, a haven found in every trace. With every dawn and sunset's hue, their love grows deep, forever new. For in their eyes a universe where passion's song and dreams immerse. And as the stars take night's soft throne, their love remains a timeless tone, a symphony of heartbeats true, a love that's deep, forever you. Let's read one more. One more. Love of mortal and divine. In the realm where Olympus breathes its grace, two hearts converge in a celestial place, where gods once walked on skies of sapphire blue. Their love ignites like dawn's first golden hue. He a hero with a gaze of fire, her eyes are cosmos filled with sweet desire. She a muse with whispers soft and rare, he finds his heaven in her silken hair. Their touch is like the tender kiss of dawn, when Eros weaves his threads and dreams are drawn. In their embrace, a dance of fate and time, their souls entwined in rhythm so dive. Under the aegis of moon's soft gleam, they share a love as endless as a dream. With every star there lights the velvet sky, their hearts proclaim an eternal sigh. In their union, echoes of a myth are told, of gods immortal, love's pure fire bold. For in their eyes the ancient tales revive, a love so fierce it makes the heavens strive. So let their story be a legend's flight, a testament to love's eternal light, where every kiss a promise made in gold, their hearts a saga that the stars unfold. That book on the lichen, the werewolf, you said it was in this room, right?
I don't actually have a book on werewolves ready yet. Unfortunately, between rebuilding a house, doing renovations for the realtors, and sorting out my personal effects, I've not had a chance to properly work on it. Did you have any questions about werewolf folktales?
No, I just piqued my interest the other day when we were talking. that I would take a peek at that book, but I mean, stories that are told when you're children and stuff like that. I don't think that's well, I mean, if a wolf were to bite you, I think you would bleed out and die before you would turn into a wolf. Like, that is so ludicrous. Hmm?
Do you want me to talk on the ludicrosity of werewolves or the actual logistics of being bitten by a creature and whether or not you'd bleed out?
Well, I like to learn. So, any creature that bites you, would you not? I mean, they would technically. You're being attacked by an animal. I would guess to venture when they bite you in several places, they could nick a vein that can make you bleed profusely before you're found by anyone. No?
That's a big if. There are a lot of places, a lot more than people realize, where you can sustain injury, and long term, so long as you avoid infection, you'll actually be all right. As long as it avoids arteries, the body, and well, avoids arteries, and you don't have a massive chunk taken out of you, the human body is actually quite hardy. Blood clotting, for instance, is directly designed to prevent us from bleeding out. In the event of being bitten by a creature such as a wolf, if you could survive the initial experience, their teeth don't actually tear very well. They're not. They're sharp, but they're not edged. They are made for holding on rather than actually tearing flesh. So a wolf bite in of itself is entirely survivable. The infection and, well, the pack tearing you apart that you have to.
Interesting.
As for tales of werewolves biting, most tales typically put werewolves at roughly 8 feet tall, murderous machines of flesh, claws, and teeth. And quite frankly, if anybody could survive being savaged by a creature such as that, and I'd equate it to a large grizzly bear, perhaps, at that bloody point, perhaps you've earned being able to turn into, well, no, it's more of a curse, isn't it, usually? Turn against your will at the full moon or some such. But
Yeah.
if theoretically somebody could escape without having disemboweled or having a limb ripped off, feasibly, if it was some sort of curse or disease or something, you could survive the initial encounter. Highly unlikely given logistics, but theoretically.
But well, I guess you could say, well, I'm just having some trouble thinking about it as a curse. I mean, I guess you would be unfortunate, but wouldn't it be more of a disease that one would carry?
I mean, perhaps. Honestly, different stories portray it in a different way. I wouldn't personally know of any actual disease that would magically make somebody able to turn into an 8-foot tall monstrosity. It's the entire werewolf thing, if you look at it from a logistical, medical, biological standpoint, is absolutely ridiculous. There's the matter of mass conservation. How do you go from being, I don't know, 5-foot, 6-foot tall person to 8 feet tall, putting on several hundred pounds, probably the hair, the claw, it does not logically work.
I suppose it does not. Which is why
As
this
said,
notions of that is ridiculous.
indeed, that's why I equate it. If you were to theoretically talk about a werewolf attack, I would equate it to being attacked by a grizzly bear.
I see. So I guess well, then the same thing would apply to what they say with bats and getting bitten by a bat.
What? If you get bitten by a bat, all you get is rabies. Are you talking about vampires?
Yes, vampires.
Okay, that is very different. I could be wrong. I could have overlooked it or just not run into it. I've never heard of one where it was a bat biting one to turn someone into a vampire. A vampire biting someone, yes. Or some say claws, some say you have to drink their blood. Every culture has a slightly different variation on it. The only thing that all the different vampire folk tales have in common is that they all drink blood. There are
Did
some down in Africa
uh-huh.
where their vampires apparently swing through the trees like monkeys and their feet are on backwards.
What?
Indeed.
How the hell can you get around if you're
I,
walking backwards?
no, they don't. They swing through the trees. They scoop down and pick people up, apparently.
I'm sorry.
I, you see why I say it is ridiculous.
I don't.
Now,
I don't understand how these stories come about. They
various
are
reasons
entertaining, though.
primitive peoples need to explain impossible things. The uneducated, not understanding how the world works, needing an excuse for why you cheated on your wife, killed a man in the woods, or you just need something to scare the children and keep them out of the dark woods.
True, true.
Actually, if you're interested in wolves, and I think about it, there is one here behind me. I believe it's on the upper shelf, the Wolf King. And that's a bit of an interesting one. It's mostly, well, it's focused on an old folklore figure. Think like King Arthur, but more localized. A very small, regional sort of thing. Has not reached the inspirational tales of King Arthur or any such thing. But the Wolf King, an interesting figure. There's really not much said about the individual himself, just what he did, apparently.
And what did he do? Now my
Read the book and find out. Read it on the shelf.
behind you here?
Yes, should be the upper one, I think.
Okay, hold on. Oh my god. Why is this not? Oh, okay.
Should be about chest height with you, if it's the one I'm thinking it is.
Mm-hmm. How many pages is this? Oh, it's a short story. Okay. Short story. Okay. Long ago, when the world was shrouded in darkness, when men had forgotten brotherhood, when generosity had given way to the greed and blessings had become curses. Okay, wait. Let's do this proper. The Wolf King lived. In the beginning, he was not more than a man, born to a merchant family. Though he was not born in the mud of the servants nor in the castle of the royals, he knew both strife and wonder. Little is known of his early life, only that he was a man of great standing, courage, wisdom, and charm to make a maiden's heart throb. Oh, excuse you. It seemed in all ways that he was destined for greatness. He was a warrior and a scholar, possessing both strength of arms and the wisdom to lead, a conqueror and a reclaimer, a tyrant and a hero. It so came that the darkness took notice of this man and decided that he should bow to it, that his flesh should belong to it, that his blood should water its earth. So from the darkness did it send beasts of fang and claw, wolves greater than any other before seen, great creatures with the eyes of men and the hunger of beasts, claws that might rend steel and teeth that strike fear into the hearts of men. It is said that they came upon the longest night, when the world would be covered in darkness, its breath strangled and its warmth smothered, a night so long that many feared the morning would not come. Most ran, hid, and cried. Many surrendered to the darkness, giving their own lives in desperation. The Wolf King stood. With only the glint of his silver blade was he known, a stoic figure in the darkness. With only a blade did he meet the beasts of the night. And with only a blade did he become their king. For though the fangs of the beasts were poison to the hearts of men, twisting them into more of their kind, the king felt none of this poison. In fact, his blood was poison to them. For each taste the darkness dared to take of him, it knew only pain and death. It knew only loss and defeat, a thing unthinkable, unknowable, for the Wolf King was but a man of mortal flesh and mortal heart. So it was known on the longest night that he became king, that before the gaze of the darkness he was proven worthy, that man without a claw nor fang would prove that he was much a beast as the wolves. It was with the blessings of the darkness that he would lead, his steps shadowed and haunted by great towering wolves, not to hunt him, but to hunt with him. If the king of wolves might be a man, then what might the king of men be? Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, that was interesting.
Oh. Come now, share your thoughts. I do so love knowing what's going on in people's heads.
Well, he was set upon the darkness. And instead of him succumbing to their attacks, they in turn, according to the book, were the ones that fell dead. What sort of man could do that? I mean, what kind of blood
Very
did
good
he
question
have?
indeed. More than that, the part about the darkness choosing him to in turn lead them.
Do you think? Well, is it Well, I guess. Well, I guess if there's a God, there's a devil. And if there's a devil, then he commands the night. I just. I don't know. I don't know.
I think there's a lot more. You're thinking that you're not saying, my dear. Now, I will say there is a lot of the tale that we don't know. Unfortunately, that tale is a bit sparse on details.
For him to garner the attention of someone, it's the way it's worded. It gives the feeling as if when men are called to do the Lord's work, if you will, it almost gives it that feel that he was called by this dark lord, for lack of better wording, to do their bidding. Well, well,
You think that our hero, the Wolf King, he was turned to the dark side of things, made from hero to villain, perhaps?
Well, I mean, it all depends on your own characteristics, I guess. I mean, if someone's mind is deviant, if it's already going down a path that is not, I don't want to say correct. If they're using their common sense to do things to people to gain advantage over them, whether it's financial, emotional, physical.
If someone is cunning.
Yes, yes. Then something like this would make them, I guess, not necessarily evil in the sense of evil, but it is someone that you would have to be careful of, because you can wind up in a situation that is would put you in danger.
Indeed.
But
unfortunately, we don't know what happened with the Wolf King after he was apparently chosen.
that's interesting.
And the tale ends at the end of the book there.
It does.
As far as we know, at least. My best guess is that this time of darkness was the Dark Ages, back medieval era. Back when mankind, well, started to fall backwards, I suppose. Forgot a lot of things, a lot of superstition and fear ruling the world.
It's true. There's a lot of folklore that comes from places where it's all wooded. As you had previously stated, people who have minimal education, not readily knowledgeable about the world, and easily persuaded to believe certain things. And once you let someone know something, as my mother used to say, when you tell a lie, if you're going to tell a lie as if it's the truth, and people will believe it. I mean, that's not something that a parent should tell their child, but it was her way of telling us that while she believes some of our so-called fibbing when we were younger, she could tell when we were telling stories or fibbing, and we didn't get away with much. Mother was a smart one.
Mothers always are. They know us better than we know ourselves. Especially when we wish they would not.
Oh, yes. The, I told you so without telling you I told you so.
I do have to wonder why you bring up lies, though.
Well, I guess, again, these stories that, for example, that story of the Wolf King, I don't know if that's a true story. It could be completely made up. Or maybe it's a distortion of truth. Or maybe someone lied about someone, and they said it in such a way that it made it seem like it was true. And now it's become a story, and some people might believe it to be true.
Well, not a whole lot of people that I can think of. That story's not well known, not even in the region where it comes from. Unfortunately, I don't actually even know exactly which region. It's somewhere over in the mainland European territories. I think it's Germanic. Beyond that, I have no idea.
Mr. Montgomery, have you ever traveled to these distant places?
A few times, various different places. I've took a tour across Europe at one point. It's where I compiled the various stories in the Vampire Folktales book.
Hmm. Do those castles really exist?
Which ones?
I don't know. Castles in general. I mean, the ones that you read about in storybooks are these things that are actual buildings.
Castles do still exist all over Europe. They are more so monuments to a bygone age. The ones you read about in a lot of storybooks, though, fantastical with peaked roofs and whitewashed marble walls, those do not exist. But there are a lot of old castles. Many royal families maintain them and keep them in working order, even if in our modern day they really have no purpose.
Hmm. So those castles that we read about are just over embellished.
Usually. Not all of them, but usually.
Hmm. Again,
The ones with dragons and princesses are certainly over embellished.
you see, it's a lie.
A lie or a fantasy that people simply want to be able to escape into. A lie in which the heroes are victorious, the evil monsters are vanquished. The handsome man sweeps the beautiful woman off her feet and gives her the dream she wants, and the man has a dedicated, loving woman forevermore that all others may be jealous of. Can you truly blame people for wanting such lies?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. They are beautiful lies, but lies nonetheless. Too many people put their, well, a few people put their hopes and dreams in these fantasy books, and instead of enjoying it for the moment, take it to heart and look for something
Indeed.
that doesn't exist.
Unfortunately, the true heroes are not flowing haired with golden locks. Most often they are covered in mud, blood, and shite. And
Agreed.
most often the true heroes are not sung about. They do their duty, they die, or they simply want to go home and sleep.
Are you a hero, Mr. Montgomery? An unsung hero? The only reason I ask is
No.
because that last statement, kind of that last sentence, made it seem like they just go home and they just want to go home and rest. It's like you just want to go home and rest. I mean, it just felt like it was you.
No, no. Certainly not a hero. Just an author who enjoys being dramatic, but I can certainly sympathize with doing the job and just wanting to rest. The Montgomery family demands excellence of its heirs in everything that one may apply themselves to. Excellence of logic, excellence of arms, politics, academics. Everything that one might apply themselves to is expected to be completed with efficacy and, well, near perfection.
Hmm.
Failure to do so is, let's say, frowned upon.
Were you, if I get too personal, Mr. Montgomery, please just let me know. But as a child, were you punished quite a lot for falling short of their mark?
Always. I actually lost one of my two brothers in the course of things when he proved to be lacking in excellency.
Oh no, what happened?
Now, granted, it was also largely due to the machinations of a traitorous family member. When I was 12 and he was 13, there was a wolf hunt. The hunting party had, well, the creature had been slaughtering local livestock and had gone mad or something. It was threatening the local peasantry. The hunting party had cornered it in a cage. They had secured it with hooks and ropes, held it still, and they were going to finish it off, but that family member was in charge of the whole thing. He said that, well, the young lords need to prove that they are men. They should go in there with knives and finish the creature off themselves. It's secured. A man must be able to kill when it is necessary. And that brother and I, we went into the cage. Not
12
knowing
years
any
old?
better. Now, this is slightly important for the story. Our eldest brother was not present. I'll explain why that's more relevant at the end. We went into the cage, and then that family member ordered the hunters to close the cage and release the ropes. My brother did not survive. I killed the wolf, and the hunters, terrified of the child covered in blood with a wild look in his eye, let me out. That family member was soon after executed, and they had done it because they favored our eldest brother eventually taking over the head seat of the family. They wanted to remove all opposition. My older brother was found lacking excellency, and I remained excellent.
Oh my god. I am so thankful that my father is a little bit forward thinking, and no one in my family looks to get rid of anyone for the sake of having material things.
Well, it's a little bit more than material. Whoever takes the head seat of the family next will... well, their word may as well be the voice of God itself. They will guide the family through the coming generation until the next is ready to take over. A new heir is selected based on the merit and accomplishments, the apparent capability of the potential heirs. And then one will take over as the patriarch, or as maybe matriarch, depending.
But in your case, it's just male siblings? You don't have no sisters?
No, no sisters. It is just us two brothers.
Mr. Montgomery, did your brother know?
Know what?
I'm sorry, I'm
Are
getting
you
too
asking?
personal.
Are you asking if the eldest brother knew of the scheme, or if
Yes.
the second? I don't believe he did. He is still in the running. We are not allowed to bring about the deaths of each other to accomplish what's, well, to take the seat.
So they would.
Competition, harsh competition, absolutely, but not death or maiming or any such thing. It must be by merit, not by assassination.
Right, right, right. But so why did this family member think that they would get away with this?
No witnesses, an unfortunate hunting accident. It could have been covered up if, after witnessing my actions, the hunters had not decided to turn on the family member.
Oh, so he had joined forces with these hunters. I suppose in exchange for.
The hunters worked for the family. They were under his command.
Oh.
And he ordered them to do it, and they, however you want to word it, either turning on him, coming to their senses or whatnot, they let me out of the cage after the wolf was dead, and they apprehended him.
Well, I would like to say that they came to their senses. I would hate to think that they were in cahoots with this family member all that time.
I don't actually know. This was some 20 years ago, and, well, it was no longer relevant, at least immediately relevant, by the point that I could really assess it and address it myself. There is harsh competition between the heirs to ensure that only the best of the best take the family seat and continue the line, the direct line.
Mm. So,
And nobody is allowed to leave the running until a new head is chosen, regardless of their personal interests or desires.
I feel sorry for the women you choose as life partners.
If a woman should ever catch my interest as such, and she return the affections, it will be a woman who has earned it. It will be a woman who is worthy. And if such a thing does not come to pass, and I too take the head of house, well, a woman will be selected with the best of, what's the right word? Pedigree, to ensure that the line remains strong.
I'm very familiar with arranged marriages. There are a few in my family.
Indeed. Excellence of mind and body.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me of your family. I apologize, this has been rather dark. I don't have a lot of happy stories of mine.
Oh no! It's quite all right. It's fascinating. Well, truth be told, Mr. Montgomery, I was sent here by my father on a vacation, if you will. Upon my return back home, I am supposed to take on certain duties for the family. On my way to vacation, I was robbed of my items, and unfortunately, my ticket only took me so far as Murkeystone. And so I was able to speak with a stable hand, because I'm familiar with riding horses. Ask the wife of one of them to lend me some clothes, which is why I wear what I wear, until I have enough coin to purchase a few dresses and such. But my father was a businessman. Well, is a businessman. I'm not sure if he gave up his position at the bank. There were some issues happening when I left. But he worked as an accountant there, and My mother was a housewife who brought up me and my siblings. It's a set of 3 boys and 3 girls. I'm the middle of the 3. And we also own land, which we use for farming and other businesses as such. My father's very diverse in that area. He believes that it's good to be prepared for anything and everything that life can throw at you. You never know when you would have to live by the sweat of your brow and the sweat on your back, as they say, something like that.
Indeed.
But
No matter how lofty one's birth, they should ensure that they can get their hands dirty in whatever craft is required.
agreed. So we are all taught how to play instruments. We are all taught how to speak and give speeches and dance and sing
We're in
and
Rosemus, right?
all assorted
Maybe he'd lift.
conventional social, I guess, education to be prepared for either, well, to take over a business and or to, well, it's not good to say to be sold into a business, but my sister was an arranged marriage with her husband, and it was for the purpose of solidifying our businesses. So,
Indeed.
but yeah, so I understand what you were saying in reference to. Luckily, I fall in the middle of the pack, so I have older brothers and sisters who will be able to manage what they need to manage, and, well, is it the only reason I can come on vacation, holiday, if you will, because at the moment, my lot in the family, I guess, queue is to learn as much as I can about everything in the event that there is, well, some unforeseen sickness, illness, or death.
Tragedy.
Yes.
I am quite firmly in the running against my eldest brother for the head seat. In fact, the results of the business trip here will reflect upon my standing.
Well, I hope it continues to be fruitful. I hope your bookstore continues to thrive and make finances are secure and stable. I hope that your munitions part of the business also grows and is strong.
Hopefully. We'll see. I have had the idea that if I do end up winning the head seat, rebranding the family a bit. We peddle almost exclusively in munitions, meaning we only really have a firm presence in the locations where there is active conflict. Yes, we do a lot of other trading, generally, but our strongest sales are only in those places. Now, if we could move to a more pedestrian sort of thing, bookstores, suit tailor shops, gentlemen's supplies. If we could expand to that, well, personally, that would be far more to my tastes, and I think it would help to expand our market considerably.
Oh, definitely, for sure. I mean, people need clothes all the time, especially when you specialize in a particular couture. Definitely books. People love reading books of all sorts, and you're well traveled. I could imagine all the other stories and books you can bring to your area when you finally go back home. I think it's a wonderful idea.
Indeed. We will only have to wait and see how the family sees it. They don't much approve of my desire to be an author. They personally feel that the sword is mightier than the pen, even if the pen must first be used to write the checks.
Interesting, because that adage is very appropriate, because if you write something in just a particular way or manner, you can easily get rid of people quicker than with a sword, for sure.
I will neither confirm nor deny my knowledge of such practices, my dear.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Montgomery, but sometimes my mind baffles me and things come out that, well, probably other people might not think as ladylike. So I do apologize if it seems inappropriate, but sometimes, I guess, having grown up with 3 older brothers and an older sister have, well, taught me to be a little bit conniving, maybe, somewhat, though, not for sure.
I can certainly tell. Now that the constabularies have meandered away, I've sort of been wondering what you're actually here hunting for.
I definitely just came to look for the book, that's all. Mr. Montgomery, just between us, what is going on with the constabulary? Yesterday someone mentioned that they were kind of at odds with each other.
The constabulary has a lot of issues. Operational issues. There have been cases that are simply left until they are no longer relevant. A lot of people have been leaving. My personal opinion is that they are forced to go through far too much red tape. They need greater internal discipline, and they need a looser leash on their operations. Because
Now,
as it stands, people do not feel when they join that they are actually able to protect the people of Murkeystone.
so that brings me to my next question. Were you part of the constabulary?
No.
Okay, so then why did I overhear someone say that you were upset? Something about, again, I was walking through town, and people have a tendency to be talking, unfortunately, in places where they could be overheard sometimes. But my understanding from what they said was that you were no longer. This is my perception of those few words that I heard. That you were no longer working with the constabulary, that you were found patrolling by yourself, and that's something that you should not be doing.
I've never been part of the constabulary. Whether I choose to go on my personal patrols by myself is my business and not theirs. The only services I have ever provided the constabulary were civilian, chemical analysis and the like. Now, I do know there was an individual who was reprimanded and left the constabulary who had escorted an individual in their off time to Devil's Canyon, and they left. Well, they did not go with another constabulary, so they were reprimanded. But I have never been a part of the constabulary. I have had nothing to do with them as far as patrols, and my only dealings with them is by request from them and other officials of Murkeystone. I am neither beholden to them, nor have I ever been.
Wait. You mean to say that someone on their personal time, not working, escorted someone home, and because they just happened to work for the constabulary, they were reprimanded because they didn't go with another officer?
They were going to Devil's Canyon, which I believe has been a hotspot of cultist activity. So, I suppose that's why they were reprimanded. I think it's foolish.
But it's absolutely foolish. I mean, if I am not working, officially working, I'm in my private life, who are you to tell me where to go and who to visit? If I happen to go to a place where, yes, unfortunately, is known to be a little bit, as you said, on the hot side, then the only thing that I would do is maybe alert someone that's close to me, say, hey, listen, by the way, I'm going to be escorting Jane to Devil's Canyon. So just, I just want you to be aware. And if I don't come back, maybe something happened. But I would think they're smart enough to go escort the person home, see them home safely, and immediately vacate the premises so that they don't themselves get into harm's way. I mean, if that was the issue, then I technically should not leave anywhere because I travel by myself. I'm never with anyone. And there's no one for me to tell, hey, I'm going to go to Angel's Cove. I'm running an errand for the cartographer. People see me come and go. They're oblivious to me come and go. I'm not important to anyone here. We pass by each other. We say hello, good morning, how are you? Have some pleasantries. But if I go missing, there's no one to look for me. So, am I supposed to just stay somewhere and not go anywhere because it just baffled my mind. He was in his private house. You're not beholden to it. It's like a doctor. I mean, I don't know. It's just. I'm sorry, Mr. Montgomery. Sometimes things like this just. The stupidity of it is just boggles my mind. Anyway.
I've stated my opinion on the changes that need to be made to the constabulary, but I've also stated I'm not part of it, never have been, and ultimately my concern is solely with things that pose a threat to Montgomery Company assets and challenge or impede the efficacy of our operations.
True.
Mr.
Hello.
Ducos.
Mr.
Bloody
Montgomery?
hell, she is
Miss
having an
Pembroke?
effect on you.
What do you mean?
You're in a dress shirt.
I mean, it's not really a dress shirt. It's just a long shirt.
When we got here, you were in a dirty, short-sleeved shirt wearing, how should I say, suspender harness.
Okay, first of all, that's my back brace, alright? Second of all, the train lost my luggage. I have
Have
nice
you two
clothing.
met?
Mhm.
Yes.
Very well. And how are things going, Mr. Ducos?
I'll be honest with you, I just woke up. Currently doing my chores, but I realized that over in Rosemist, we have pretty much no oysters. So I'm gonna go diving.
Oh my.
Do you eat oysters?
Yep, for Mr. McNugs, he needs about 75 oysters a day.
All right then. Apparently there was a fight with the cultists last night.
Mm-hmm.
You sound
Yeah.
like you know more about it than I do.
I only saw the aftermath.
Aftermath?
How bad?
Estella surgery, I believe she might be stable now. Zorn, critical condition, recovering. Zora, traumatized.
Well, she's already traumatized.
Yeah, but she's even more traumatized. I mean, she almost lost her mom. Mr. Howlett, injured. Vaktu, injured. Giodora, almost tore off fucking the chief limb from limb.
Chief?
Yeah. She really needed to talk to him. She was not happy about what happened.
But-
Bloody hell.
Frank damn near broke down until I got through to him. Miss Sila. Looks like laceration on the arm, but it's been packed and bandaged.
All right.
You know, this is gonna keep happening if groups of folk keep going out and they don't have any fighters with them.
But where did
Indeed.
they go?
Apparently, they went tinkering with the Highlands portal. Looks like they managed to shut it down for just a short amount of time, but it was enough time for cultists to find and pretty much ambush them. From what I've heard, one cultist severely injured, the other one moderately injured. But considering it was what, 6, 7, 8 on 2, that's not
Two
good.
of them did this to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
They need to take dedicated fighters, those with combat training.
I'll be honest, I'm starting to notice a pattern, and it revolves around a certain time of night.
Notarize that time of night for me. I'll see if I can compare it to other reports.
You're looking at about, what, roughly 3 a.m. of the Eastern Stars?
Oh, fuck that. That's so late in the
Yeah.
evening.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep.
Thankfully, I'm fast asleep in my bed.
The cultists always attack when everyone else is sleeping.
But if they know that, why would they take a risk?
No one pays
They
attention
are-
to the time. That's the problem.
They're hunting for the vulnerable.
For
They're
what?
hunting for
Mhm.
prey.
Who? The
cult-
cultist?
Indeed. They're looking to single people out. They want to hunt for their monsters, but they don't want to be faced with overwhelming odds.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. I need to give Mr. McNuggets his oysters.
Yes.
I'll be right back.
Now I understand why town was so quiet. Everyone's in the infirmary.
Indeed. These cultists have been bad for business, and they've been threatening various different assets. I'm getting quite tired of it. We've got cultists, bank robbers, fairly certain some sort of criminal syndicate popping up. One thing after the other.
Well, would you say that a criminal element is taking the opportunity to hide behind the cultists to develop?
Oh, I don't even think they're hiding behind the cultists. They're taking the opportunity of the chaos and the weakened constabulary.
When did the robbery happen? I know I went to speak with the woman at the bank, and she said that right now were having some difficulties with funds.
1 or 2 days ago.
Hmm.
I don't know any more details.
I'm gonna have to talk to Tommy. He has not given me a new updated news. The last thing that was in the news was the fact that the judge had eaten about 30 pints of ice cream and had a tummy ache.
The judge has recovered. Miss Marie has been sentenced to 15 years in the psych ward and another trial after that.
I don't think that she deserves any other trial. She should just stay there for the rest of her life. She's not going to change. This is ingrained in her. I'm sorry, I was there.
No. Time in the psych ward will not help. She should be put down, like the wild animal she is.
Well, I was of that opinion. Well, I have to say that this visit has been extremely delightful, Mr. Montgomery. It's been a long time since I've had a good conversation with someone, especially an
Always
exchange,
happy.
especially exchange of ideas where I'm not judged.
I don't really care to judge people. God knows I've done enough to earn the fires of hell. Why should I judge anyone else? I'll leave that for him. And if they are truly bad enough, well, they might just go to him sooner. But no, I don't judge people. I don't call them crazy. I've witnessed too many impossibilities since coming to Murkystone as it is.
Hmm. Well, I know where to come to have some good, honest conversation then.
Of course, I always strive to be as honest as possible. And thank you for coming and visiting the shop. It's always wonderful to have company.
Oh, most
Until
definitely.
next time, Mr.
Absolutely.
Pembroke.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. I do appreciate you. Thank you for the books.
The pleasure was all mine.
Conversation.
Of course.
Oh. Mr. Montgomery,
Hmm.
I'm sorry. Do you know where they might sell some gardening tools? I have a sickle that's kind of very dull and I need it sharpened, but I don't know who to go to.
I believe any weaponsmith should be able to assist you with that. The metallurgy is the same as making a blade.
Okay.
If you wait for Mr. Ducos to return, if he's going to anytime soon, he can provide such services. Otherwise, I know you can seek out Claude or one named Leo something. That's not his full name.
Mm-hmm.
I just know it starts with Leo.
Okay. I will, I'm more familiar with Mr. Ducas, so I will ask him.
Very good.
Did you find the oysters?
Oh, I haven't gone diving yet. I just
Oh.
needed to go turn in what I had to Mr. McNugg's.
Okay. So, I was talking to Mr. Montgomery, and he said that you are good at sharpening, for example, garden tools.
That I can do. Yeah.
All right. If I gave you something to sharpen for me, how much would you charge?
Nothing. Yeah, I don't charge for sharpening. Tips are appreciated, but not necessary. It does not take a long time for me to sharpen anything.
I need you to take a look at this. Oh, hold on one second.
All
Let me
right.
get it off my backpack here.
Yep. Go right ahead. Alright. Would it just be the one?
Yep, just that one.
Alright. I'll go and get this taken care of right now.
Oh, good. I wanted to go and collect a few things. I noticed that the workshop is a little low on some supplies, and people just take, and they forget that they have to put back.
Yep.
I'll wait for you here.
Alright, sounds good. Also, if you're both are not aware, cannot collect our taxes or our tax returns right now, because apparently the bank just got robbed again.
Wait, again? Or is it still just the same one?
No, I think it's again.
Yeah, I think it's again.
I am so very glad I don't keep my money in that bank.
Neither do I.
Well, I think I'm about ready to fall asleep in this chair, so I'm going to go for a walk. You both do have a wonderful evening.
You as well.
You too, Miss Montgomery. All right. There you go. All set.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you.
Not a problem at all. My pleasure. Better behave, Meatloaf.
When I first went into the store, I did not expect Mr. Montgomery to be there, and the dog growled briefly. It scared me.
Yeah, if you don't see Mr. Montgomery in the town square, he's more than likely in the bookstore. If he's not in the bookstore, then he's probably out and about. Which is also very rare.
Oh no, I'll frequent the bookstore more often. It's a lovely change of pace, especially with everything that's going
I know,
on.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't want to be involved with all of this other nonsense that's going on.
Nah, that's fair, that's fair. Oh, shit. You know what? I need to put this away. Oh, I'll catch up with you.
Okay.